Welcome to Resistance TV. I am the Reluctant Hero, coming at you from somewhere in Salem, Oregon. And today, we're going to discuss something. Elections. Specifically, elections for the President of the United States. Now, this country was formed on an idea. And the idea was that one man, one vote. One person, one vote, and majority rules. The way that elections are supposed to be and the way that this country was founded, it was founded on making a decision for the future of this country, on how we want this country to work, how we want this country to move forward. So it's very simple. One person says, I have ideas. This is what I want to do with this country. Follow me, vote for me. And then another person says, no, this is what I think we should do. Vote for me, follow me. And we have an election. And what do? We tally the votes. We tally the votes and the majority rules. The majority of these people say, nope, we're going to follow this person because we agree with them. We agree with their ideas and their values and how we want to move forward. Unfortunately, that's not happening here in this country. And it's got nothing to do with voter, integrity, and it's got nothing to do with, rigged elections or any of that stuff. It's very simple. The majority doesn't rule. The majority does not rule. And I'll explain it to you why. It's very simple. I don't know if you guys know this, but 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections, the Democrats have won. The Democrats have won because they've received more votes. More votes means you win. Now, of course, they would say the Electoral College. The Electoral College, that is a sham. That does not make sense. That is illogical. And here on Resistance TV, we're going to call it out every single time. This country was formed on the majority rules. If more people vote for you, then you win and you lead this country. That's not what's been happening. What's been happening is that you get more votes, but because the Electoral College says that you didn't win in this part of this country or in this part of the country, then it goes out the door, and then the other person takes over and puts in policies and puts in ideas that the majority of these people, of the people that voted, didn't want. They didn't want it. They wanted to vote for the person that they wanted to vote for, and they won. 7 out of the last 8 elections, the popular vote has gone to Democrats. So basically, a Democrat is saying, this is what I want to do. I want to give you universal health care. I want to expand, Medicare and Medicaid. I want to help the elderly. I want to help the people. I want to give you, good drinking water. I want to, do all these wonderful things to help the people, and we're not letting them do it for whatever reason. It makes no sense. Majority rules in this country. That's the way that it should be. So we've got to do something. Here on Resistance TV, we're going to call it out every single time. George W. Bush is the only one in the last 8 elections, that's 30 years, 30 years that Democrats have won the popular vote. And we should have had all these things already put in. But because of the Electoral College, didn't happen. Sorry, we're not doing it. Does it make sense? It makes 0 sense. So that's the number one flaw with this country, is that we can't even elect the person that we voted for, that we wanted for. That makes no sense whatsoever. So now we've got the Republicans that says, either way, we're going to stay in power because of the gerrymandering. And not even that. The gerrymandering is another issue, which we're going to get to. But we can't even elect the people that we want. 7 out of the last 8 elections have gone for Democrats. We have won the popular vote. Can you explain that? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, the person that got the most votes didn't win? George W. Bush didn't win. Donald Trump didn't win. Can you imagine that? Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump, and Donald Trump became president and did all the crazy things that they wanted, emboldened the racists, emboldened the Republicans. They don't even care anymore. They're just flat out going to do what we want to do. Why? Because the system is rigged. Because the system is rigged for them to win no matter what. The number one thing that we have to do in this country is think, is understand, is see the problem and do something about it. So here on Resistance TV, we're just not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about our problems. We're going to bring solutions. And the number one solution that we have to do is something called the 28th Amendment. And I'm going to be talking about the 28th Amendment forever until they fix the problem. And the only way to fix the problem is the 28th Amendment. Now, what are you talking about, the 28th Amendment? There is no 28th Amendment. Exactly. I propose the 28th Amendment. And the 28th Amendment states that the person that receives the most votes becomes president of the United States. How simple is that? How wonderful would that be? This country was founded on democracy, and democracy says it right there. The person that gets the most votes wins, gets to lead this country. The 28th Amendment is the only way out. Now, we're going to talk about lots of ways to solve this country, lots of ways to solve the problems, lots of ways to do away with the racism, lots of ways to do away with the guns, lots of ways to do away with the lying, lots of ways to do away with, the illogicalness that happens every single day. But we're starting at the top, and we're working our way all the way down to the minute details. The number one thing that we have to do is fix democracy. And the way that we fix democracy is we remind people that your vote counts. One person, one vote, and majority rules. The 28th Amendment will save us all. The 28th Amendment will put Democrats in the driver's seat. They will be in charge because the majority of this country likes their policies. The majority of this country wants universal health care. The majority of this country wants, pre-K and, kindergarten and all them schooling for free. They want clean drinking water. They want, college tuition paid off for. They want all this debt for schooling to be wiped away. They want all these things. They want, God, there's so many things. There's so many things. Gun control, common sense gun control. We should have had that done 20, 30 years ago. The people want it. We voted for it. We voted to get these things done. One man stood up there and said, I want to do this. I want to regulate guns. I want to make sure that we don't have guns and we can't buy them on the street for 50 cents. That's what he said. And we agreed with him. We said, yes, do it. Vote. We did it. We won. Let's go. Sorry, no, you lost. Why? Because of the Electoral College. And the only way we're going to fix it is the 28th Amendment. And this is what I propose. Here on Resistance TV, we solve problems. And me, as the reluctant hero, finally, you have someone that can stand up and say, this is what we have to do. We have to pass this amendment. We have to create it. We have to pass it. And it's the simplest thing in the world. And the people will vote for it. Why? Because it makes sense. Because if you tell somebody, hey, you won the popular vote, you're the leader of our country, they'll agree with you. Because this is what society is. This is what American society, this is what we were founded on. We were founded on the creed that all men are created equal. That one man, one vote, and the winner gets to lead our country. Let's think about that for just 1 second. The 28th Amendment will help us all, will free us all. And we can start fixing this country from the top down. We keep Democrats in charge the way that it's supposed to be. We give people the choice, and they make the choice. And they've made their choice for the last 30 years. 30 years. I'm 41 years old. Ever since 1996, when Bill Clinton beat George H.W. Bush for the next election and the next election and the next election and the next election, there's only been one election, one presidential election where the Republican has got more votes than the Democrat. We should have never had Donald Trump as president. It's illogical. It makes no sense. Let's fix the problem. The only way that we're going to fix it is the 28th Amendment. And I know this is only our second episode. This is only our second time that I'm streaming here from, somewhere in Salem, Oregon. But that's very simple. Let's fix the problem. The problem is that we cannot even get our presidential elections correctly. When we vote for mayor, when we vote for governor, when we vote for senator, guess what? You get more votes, you win, you lead, and we'll follow you because we voted you in. But not with the presidential election. How many wars? How many mouths went hungry? How many decisions were made completely wrong, completely illegal? Donald Trump became president of the United States even though he did not receive more votes than Hillary Clinton. Can you explain that? Can you say that the American system works if that happens? How is that possible? It's illogical. It makes no sense. We're starting off pretty big here, but this is what it's all about. This is what this channel is going to do. It's going to blow your mind. Think about it. Think about what we've been doing for the last 30 years and think about how we can fix it. The 28th Amendment makes perfect sense. The 28th Amendment will free us all. And when that happens, we can move forward. We can help the people. We can give the people what they want. Good, safe place to live and raise their children. And not worried about the racism, and not worried about the race baiting, and not worry about, the ridiculousness of not helping people. I mean, we can go into details, but it all starts with the 28th Amendment. It all starts by electing the person that won. How easy is that? Help me help you so that you understand how to fix this country. It's not hard. Just do what the Founding Father says. America is an idea, and we've got to keep that idea alive. And there'll be roadblocks. They can say, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to throw this and voter suppression. 28th Amendment would fix things very, very easily. And it makes sense. Whoever gets most votes wins. And that's going to be a Democrat. We've proven it over and over and over for the last 30 years. Help me. Open your eyes. understand what's going on in this country. This is Resistance TV, and I am the reluctant hero, spelling it out as simple as humanly possible. And remember, if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.